Hello, third grade. Welcome to math class today. You are going to need your math book, a piece of paper, and a pencil. Today is May 7th, 2020. And on the right-hand corner of your page, besides writing the date, you're going to write your name in cursive, the lesson number, lesson 104, and like I said, May 7th, 2020. Welcome to class! Yay! Only a few more left. Today we are going to be working obviously with geometric shapes. And today we are going to learn how to sort or classify shapes. So I know that you're very familiar with sorting, and today we are going to take a look at the shapes and decide how can we put them in a group. When you classify something, is you are looking at something and you're trying to determine how things are alike or how they are different. So if we look up here at these shapes, we can see that some of them are the same color. So we can classify or sort, and again, these words are similar. We can classify or sort these shapes by color. So I think if we did that, we would put all the red in one, all the purple ones, looks purplish, bluish, more purple, and then we'd have green. So that's one way you can classify these shapes. Another way that you could classify these shapes are by the shape that they're in, by the number of sides. So if we take a look here, this looks like a triangle because it has 1, 2, 3 sides. This looks like a square because it has 4 sides that are all equal. So another way that you can sort these is you can put them all together by squares and triangles. Okay, so what you're going to do today in your practice problems are you are going to see some shapes and we are going to sort them, group them, and we're also going to figure out why things are sorted or grouped in a certain way. Okay? So I need for you to turn in your book to page 555. And we're going to move these down a little bit so they're out of our way. And let's take a look at the lesson practice problem letter A. It says sort these polygons into 2 groups, triangles and quadrilaterals. Okay, so one thing I want to make very, very clear. Make sure when they mention a shape, you understand what they're talking about. So if they say sorted in a quadrilateral and a triangle, and you might be like, I don't even remember what a quadrilateral is. Okay, so what we need to do, so I highly recommend look in the back of your book and go to, I'm finding quadrilateral in the glossary. Remember, the glossary is the back of your book. It's kind of like a little mini dictionary. Okay, and you go to the back and it goes to page 606. And a quadrilateral is any 4-sided polygon. So any 4-sided closed shape, okay? So then you have that, and I already know that you already know what a triangle is, but we're gonna, since we're back here, we're gonna look it up anyway. And we're gonna take a look at page 613. And it says a triangle is a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles. Okay, so you know, now that you can go back. So now we go back to page 555 and it says sort them into 2 groups, triangles and quadrilaterals. So triangles have 3 sides, quadrilaterals have 4. So a way that you could do that is we could make a fun little chart here and we'll put triangles and then quadrilaterals. Make sure that you spell everything correctly. Hopefully I'll have some room. If not, I can move these guys out of the way. Our little friends down here. Okay, so I look up at that first shape, and so now I need to recreate this in my chart. So I'm gonna have my book in front of me, and I take a look at that first shape. Well, it has 3 sides, so I'm gonna put that in the triangle one. So I'm going to try to recreate it as best as I can. So there's that. This one's going to be a quadrilateral, because that's 4 sides. Ooh, this is a very skinny triangle. Very much off to that side. And again, if it's not exactly right, it's okay. Ooh, the next one is a diamond. Now the diamond, remember, has 4 sides. So we're definitely going to put that in the quadrilateral. And the last one is our rectangle. So when you get done, it should look something like that. Okay? All right, so now let's go to letter B. So turn the page, let's look at letter B. So we look at that, and it says, describe how the solids in group 1 are alike. Describe how the solids in group 1 are different than the solids in group 2. So we have 2 questions for letter B. Let's do one question at a time. Okay? So with that, now that we understand how to do letter A, and we're done, so now we're going to go on to letter B. Okay, and letter B says describe how the solids in group 1 are alike. So I'm looking at the solids, and I see them. And I know that they all have corners on them. And I'm looking and I'm trying to understand how they're different. And if you look at group 2, the bottom 2, you have a sphere, and then you have a cone, and then you have, it looks like a pyramid, right? So I'm looking, that all has corners, but the one thing I'm noticing about group 1 is their base, their faces, if we look, don't they all have rectangular faces on them? If you look at all of them, they all do have rectangular faces. So I would say for letter B, group 1 has rectangular faces. On all of those shapes. Now, are there rectangular, is every single face in every shape a rectangle? No, but there are rectangular faces on every single shape for group 1. Group 2, I'm noticing that that's not the case at all. Group 2, they have triangles, they have a square, but then they have a circle base, and then the sphere doesn't have a circle, doesn't have a base at all. So when they ask you, describe how the solids in group 1 are different than the solids in group 2, I would say group 1 has rectangular faces on all of those shapes. Group 2 does not have any rectangular faces. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so what you're going to be doing for this lesson is you want to make sure that you know how to categorize things. Now remember, 3rd grade, if you get to a term or a word that you don't remember or that you're not sure what it means, go back to your glossary at the very back, okay? Go to the back, look up the word. They usually have a nice picture there too to help you. And then if you don't want to do that, make sure that you look at those numbers that are by, remember the numbers in parentheses, you can go back to those lessons and take a look at those words. So your assignment for tomorrow is pages 556 to 558, and you do have 1 early finishers. So take advantage of that. I look forward to seeing your work. Bye.